Alrighty, again, my name is Steve Berube. I'm the Information Officer for the Southwest Area Incident Management Team. We're here for our third community meeting, and very, very well attended again. Thank you all for coming. I particularly also again wanted to thank Principal Hosang and Superintendent Scholl for the use of the school. Thank you very much. The school is obviously preparing for the beginning of school, and it's very gracious of them to let us use this facility here. So I think right now we'll just get started with the presentation, and we'll have our Operations Section Chief, Rick Miller from the Southwest Area Incident Management Team, give us an update on what's happening with the fire.
Good evening, folks. I'm going to give you an update and the status of the fire, and then I'm also going to give you a little bit of look of what we're planning to do in the next several days and why we're going to do that. So bear with me, it's a little hard for me to see this, but the north part of the fire, I'm going to give you a reference. This is the White Shoes Creek right here on the 16 road, and pretty much from like right here out to that White Shoes Creek was the big smoke column and the big run that happened a couple days ago. Since then, crews have been really working hard. We have line completely around that piece, and we've been working really hard about mopping it up and making sure it's secure enough that it will not get out again. So the north piece of it is looking really good. It's accessible to us by equipment, and we're able to get a lot of people in there. Now this piece right here, the far east piece, is in up and down inside the canyon, and it's a lot harder to get people in there. We can't get engines right to it to put water on the fire, so that's taking a little bit more time, although we're feeling really good about it, that we're starting to knock the heat out of it. As you come around this side, you can see these three drainages that all come together. That was also a particularly difficult piece for us, crossing three drainages in there. Once again, we weren't able to use like bulldozers and such. We had the crews out there by hand doing that, so that's taken a little bit more time to secure in there as well. But we're feeling really good that that whole piece is starting to look like it's not going to move on us. Coming around, all of this is within the old Pole Creek fire out here that's not moving in there. We burned that out a couple days ago, and it's looking good. Now, for the last 2 days, the majority of the smoke that you have seen is everything out here on this west side, and that's in the wilderness. It's in really inaccessible country, and it is very, very heavily loaded with fuel. And so there's really nothing that we can do out in any of this country out there. And so that's going to lead us to what we're doing and why we're doing. With our typical winds that we've been getting the last couple days out of the west, this stuff that continues to munch to the north in the wilderness has a pretty large potential for wanting to run out here to the east, back into everything that we're trying to protect dearly out here. So with that being said, our plans that we have in place, we have a couple different containment lines planned in country that's favorable to us, where we can get all of our equipment in there and where the fuels aren't so thick. It would be the 1018 road to the 242 road. And then from the 242 road, we're going to come north of it, because if anyone's been in here, this piece of the 242 road, it's really steep, nasty, a bunch of fuels. We would have a difficult time trying to hold fire there. So we're going to back off a little bit to the north side into the more gentle country and a little bit better fuel type with ponderosa pine. So over the next several nights and days, our plan is going to be to burn that containment line and tie it into the lava flow out here, which will then take the threat of this fire coming back down the slope towards all the values at risk. So far to date, we've been having good success with our burnout operations in the ponderosa pine, and that's where we're trending as we go forward. Thank you.
Next, we'll have Nathan Garibay. Nathan's from the Deschutes County Sheriff's Office and County Emergency Management.
Hi, good evening. Well, I really had grand illusions of making some great announcements tonight regarding those of you that are not in your homes, but unfortunately, as Rick mentioned, this fire is not cooperating as much as we'd like. But I will tell you that we are consistently, daily, probably several times a day, having conversations regarding when we can get people home. Nobody wants you home. Well, maybe you want to be home more than us, but other than that, nobody wants you home more than we do, or these ladies and gentlemen up here. I think what I'm going to probably try to explain is so we have numerous areas under some level of evacuation or pre-evacuation. So I'm going to kind of start from the south and work my way up. So we have some homes along the 16 road that are under a level 3 evacuation. We have this section here at Edgington and Remuda Road area and Crossroads. And then we have a toll gate area, which is under level 1, and the Blackbeat Ranch, and this kind of dispersed area between Blackbeat Ranch and 242 that's under a level 1 evacuation or pre-evacuation notice. All of these areas are really separate zones, you might call. So we make decisions in concert with the fire management team or the incident management team separately based on what's going on in the fire that threatens those particular homes. So, we're evaluating all these. We hope to, as this gets buttoned up, that helps us with, the 16 road area. This area is a concern, as Rick mentioned. So we're just real concerned. Last thing we want to do is let you go back in or open it up only to be either trying to evacuate you later in a crisis or situation where that puts you and the firefighters and our folks in danger. But we also don't want to leave you out any longer than we have to. So we're having those conversations. We had a conversation today. Thought we were feeling like, kind of had a 24, 48 hour plan, and then things changed a little bit more. So like I said, we're constantly evaluating it, and we're basing it on what's going on now and what we anticipate is going on in the next, few day or two. That being said, you were trying to be flexible. We recognize that being out of your house for several days, so our deputies are trying to accommodate some escorts and maybe some opportunities to let you take care of critical needs. So without flooding them with requests, we are willing to entertain some opportunities to help you out as much as possible. So please, look for me in the after the meeting. If you have specific questions regarding your property or your home or your situation, I'd be happy to spend as much time as I need to talk with you and help you get some solutions.